Dude, I can actually not process what just happened. I just finished watching the Apple October Unleashed event, and oh man, they released brand new Apple Silicon chips, brand new MacBook Pros, AirPods, bunch of other stuff. Let's get right on into this video. But if you want to stay refreshed on the latest Apple news, don't forget to go down below and hit the like button as well as the subscribe button and the little bell button so you never miss another video. Alright, so I'm just going to do it in the order that they did in the event. So they had kind of like two different sections in the event. They had one for music and one for the Macs. The first thing that they announced was a new Apple Music subscription for $5 a month. And you can only listen to the songs with Siri. I don't know why. It sounds extremely dumb and confusing at first. So basically, like, the only way you can get the Apple Music songs that you're paying for is to have Siri play them. It makes no sense, but I mean, hey, if you want a $5 Apple Music plan, then that's there for you now. The next thing that they announced was brand new colors for the HomePod Mini, which I'm really excited about. They now have blue, which looks great, and I kind of really want it to go with my room. They also have orange and yellow now. So those first two announcements weren't really that big or anything, and I wasn't really that excited for, but then they started talking about AirPods. And so I think you know what I'm talking about. They announced the brand new AirPods 3, so the base AirPods 3rd generation. Finally, these have come. We've been waiting forever for these. They have a new design, which is basically exactly what we already knew, and they look a lot like AirPods Pros, but without the Pro features like noise canceling or the silicone tips. And also now the audio can change based on like your ear, which is kind of interesting, just so it makes the sound quality still great for like different ears. It now has force touch controls on the stem, just like the AirPods Pro. It has better audio quality. And also big changes, it now has 6 hours of listening time instead of 5, so an hour extra. And it also has a wireless charging case that works with MagSafe. And these start at $179, and the old AirPods 2nd generation are now $130. And I really think that this is a great price because the AirPods 2nd generation with a wireless charging case were $200. So this is less than that, and you get a bunch of new features. And you can order these today right now, and they'll be available next week. And now onto the best part of the event by far, the brand new 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros. So let's start with the all-new Apple Silicon chips. Thought they're going to be called the M1X chip, but there was actually two chips, the M1 Pro and the M1 Max chip, which actually got rumored like 2 days ago from Mark Gurman, and it ended up being right. So the M1 Pro maxes out at a 10-core CPU, a 16-core GPU, 32 gigabytes of memory, and 200 gigabytes per second speeds. And then the M1 Max chip goes up to a 10-core CPU, so the same as the M1 Pro, and then a 32-core GPU, and then 64 gigabytes of RAM. It has speeds of up to 400 gigabytes per second. Man, Apple Silicon is getting crazy. And also I have to mention, on the Apple website, there is so many different chip configurations you can do. And so you can make basically whatever chip you want for everything that you need it for. The base M1 Pro has an 8-core CPU and a 14-core GPU, I believe. And then you can just add extra GPU cores or CPU cores. It's pretty cool. And now onto the actual MacBook Pros themselves. They are completely redesigned with now flatter edges, so just less tapered on the sides. And basically everything on these MacBooks was updated except for like the trackpad. The screens are now 14 and 16 inches with mini LED technology, and get this, 120 Hz ProMotion displays on the MacBooks. This is crazy. There's also now a notch in the screen, which is pretty controversial. And this was a big last minute rumor from a few days ago. And at first I was not happy. I really did not like it. But I will say it has grown on me quite a bit. And I think that this is the best choice that they could have done to get those bezels so small. And also the notch just blends in with the menu bar at the top for macOS. So it doesn't really intrude on your content at all, and you don't even notice it barely in dark mode. And in that notch, we finally have a 1080p FaceTime camera. I don't understand how you could have bought like a $5,000 MacBook before this and it still only have a 720p camera. I'm so glad that they finally changed that. And get this, they have brought back all of the old ports. So we have HDMI back, we have the SD card slot back, MagSafe is returning with MagSafe 3, and there is 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports. And don't worry, you'll still be able to charge with the USB-C ports if you want. But again, there is MagSafe now. And also the touch bar is gone, just like it was rumored. And again, at first, I really wasn't happy about this because I like my touch bar, but it was replaced with a full new row of function keys, which I really like. And I didn't really use my touch bar for that much stuff besides doing the brightness and the volume, just stuff like that. So I did like sliding to adjust those, but I will miss it, but it is not a necessity for me at all. The keyboard is now like completely black, so all the metal and stuff behind the keyboard is all black. I think it looks pretty sick. And get this, it has up to 21 hours of battery life on the 16-inch MacBook Pro. 21 hours. The last one had like 9 or something. 21 hours. Dude, these MacBooks are insane. Like, the amount of stuff we got. I really could not believe it. They just went all out on these. They also now start at 512 gigabytes and go up to 8 terabytes. If I were to get one, I would be probably getting the 1 terabyte one because I have a 512 gig MacBook now. And I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm almost running out of space, but I have been moving a lot of my work over to external SSDs. And so with all that great, amazing stuff, all the stuff coming back, the 120 hertz mini LED screens, the M1 Pro and M1 Max chips, the worst part is the price. And I'm really sorry to say this, but the 14-inch starts at $2,000. Which is a lot. Rest in peace, my wallet. And that's with no options, so I would want the 1 terabyte option and probably a little bit extra CPU and GPU cores, which totals out to about like $2,500. And I just spent all my money on a 13 Pro, so we'll have to save up for a while until I can get a new MacBook. But anyways, this was an amazing event. This was probably my most hype event in a while. I was just completely blown away by everything. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss another upload, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.